Assalamu alaikum everyone. Okay, I'm going over your answers now. So I've already answered that. Add maths inshallah. I'll start from Tuesday. Okay. So I'm just waiting for a good gap between the exams. So Monday, there's a good gap between paper 1 and paper 2 for math. So that is when inshallah we'll do back-to-back streams of add maths. Okay, don't worry about it. I know you guys have been requesting for add maths for quite some time. Don't worry, I have all the important topics covered. That I'm going to. I mean, I have all the important topics written down that I need to stream. I know differentiation, integration, logs, kinematics, vectors, permutation, combination. So I know. Relax. Okay, we got this, inshallah. Okay, so the answers are correct. The answers are so basically anything in between root 4 and root 9 is the correct answer. Yes, so root 5, root 7, root 6, that's perfectly all. Root 8 also perfectly all right. Okay. Good job, boys and girls. Okay, so let's start, shall we? Achha, by the way, I will not be saving this stream, so if you guys want to watch it later, I'm afraid that won't be an option. Okay, because I will take it down once I've solved this paper. I will not upload this stream. Okay, because Cambridge are giving copyright strikes to channels that are solving past papers. I don't know what the deal is. First, I thought that it's only for February March papers, but turns out that even May June 2022 and October November 2022 are also getting copyright strikes. Okay, so that's it. I'm just gonna solve it and I'm gonna take the stream down. So do graphical solutions come in paper 1? They rarely come in paper 1. Okay, most of the time you'll notice that they're in paper 2. Okay. So how 4 and 9? Okay, in between 4 and 9. Okay, not 4 and 9. Anything in between root 4 and root 9 will be the correct answer. Okay. Yeah, sadly, other channels got copyright strikes. There's a channel that solves past papers. Malaysia Tuition karke kuch hai. He got a copyright strike, and a couple of other channels also got copyright strikes. So I've been trying to reach out to them and ask them what exactly is the deal, like what can be solved and what can't be solved. So I'm waiting to hear from them. Let's see what they say. Walaikum salam. Yeah, so we're gonna start now. Okay, so let's start. Yes, you can use tracing paper. कितनी दफ़ा ये सवाल पूछेंगे आप लोग? You can use tracing paper. It's written clearly that you can. Okay. All right. So let's start. And as always, if you guys have, if you guys are watching and haven't liked the stream yet, I'd really appreciate if you do that. Would mean a lot to me. Okay. Now the first question. Again, these are free marks. Acha, okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. At the same time, although I will make a video on this, inshallah, hopefully today by day end, and have it out by tomorrow. But here's something that I want you guys to do. So initially, when you're starting the paper, remember, even though you have 2 hours, but I want you guys to think of it as 2 hours. I want you guys to think of it as 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours. Okay. So if you have 90 minutes and the paper is of 80 marks, so you do a bit of math. So you have 90 minutes divided by 80 marks. So what's that equal to? 90 divided by 80. So we're looking at 1.125. Okay, which basically means that you have around 1 minute per mark. Okay, 1, or let's say 1 minute and 15 seconds per mark. 1 minute and 15 seconds per mark. Why? Because you want to leave time for checking also. So you want to leave 30 minutes would be ideal if you're done with the paper. 30 minutes ideally, but if let's say you're done sooner than that, then that's even better. Okay, so the maximum that you should complete your paper in is no more than 105 minutes. Okay, so if you do that, if let's say you complete your paper in 105 minutes, okay, if that's what you're targeting, then 105 divided by 80 means that you now have around a minute and 18 seconds. So a minute and 20 seconds. So basically that's what you should be aiming for. So if a question is 1 mark, you should not be spending more than 1 minute on it. If a question is of 2 marks, you should not be spending more than 2 minutes on it. Okay, and try and plan your paper in such a way so that towards the end you have at least like 15-20 minutes where you can thoroughly check your answer. Okay, because paper 1 is without calculator, so you don't want to make any sign error or something. Okay, a lot of you keep asking for tips, so here are a few tips. So these are a few tips. Okay. The stream is not audible. Is that really the case? Can you guys not hear me? It means latest past papers can be used to guess. Sir, is there any guest? No guest topics. Okay, I don't do guest topics. I don't give guest topics. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pause that. Okay, just prepare for everything. If you've solved enough past papers, honestly, you would know exactly what the topics are. I think people who are asking for important topics haven't solved enough past papers, and now you guys are looking for an easy way out. So I'm sorry. If that's where you are, then you gotta have to work hard. Okay, so I'm gonna start now. So first of all, this is a question of LCM. So the LCM of 9 and 5 is going to be 45. So we're gonna multiply this by 5. We're gonna multiply this by 5 also. So that's 20 plus multiply this by 9 and this by 9. So that's 18. 20 plus 18 is equals to what? Is equals to 38. So 38 over 45. That's it. That's your answer. And can you simplify this further? No, I don't think we can simplify this any further. So we leave it at that. 38 upon 45. There you go. Okay. Then it says evaluate 1 plus 0.6 divided by 0.02. So what should I do first? Should I add over here? Should I subtract over here? What should I do? What do you suggest? Following the rules of BODMAS, what should I do? Okay. Sir, why is this always been easy? Well, it's good that if you find it easy now. Yep, BODMAS. So BODMAS. So first of all, what are we going to do? We're going to divide. So 0.6 divided by 0.02 is what we're going to do first. Okay, so let's do that on the side. 0.6 divided by 0.02. Let's see, what do we get? 301. Is that the final answer? I don't think so. Okay, एक आपने calculation error कर दिया. जो भी 301 कह रहा है आपने calculation error कर दिया. So 0.06 को ज़रा तमीज़ से divide करते हैं by 0.02. No need to rush into it. Okay, you don't get extra marks for completing the paper first. There's no, this is not a race. Okay, so 0.6 into 100 is 60. And 0.2 into 100 is 2. So 60 upon 2 is 30. So this is what we're doing. 1 plus 30, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 31. There you go. That's your answer. Okay. Then it says, so this is like a number sequence question. Yeah, it's kind of like a number sequence question. It says in the grid below, the number in each square is the sum of the two numbers immediately below it. Okay, so that means this 21 is basically the sum of 7 and 14. This 14 is the sum of 5 and 9. This 7 is the sum of 2 and 5. Okay, complete the two grids. Okay, so what are we going to have over here? Remember, the sum of -3 and -4 is going to be -7. Okay, and what are we going to have over here? Here we will have the sum of 0.55 and 1.86. So let's see what the sum of 0.55 and 1.86 is. So 5 plus 6 is 11. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. And 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So here we have 2.41. So these are free marks, honestly. And here also we'll have the sum of these two numbers. So let's call this x. So x plus 0.55 equals to 0.63. Now you don't really need to have like such a formal approach over here. Okay, if you can just mentally find out what 0.63 minus 0.55 is, that's good enough. Okay, so 13 minus 5 is 8. 5 minus 5 is 0. So 0.08 it is. And there you go. That's your answer. Easy peasy. All right, I'm good to hear that, Sahafi. Yes. Okay. Sir, is it possible that जो IGCSE P1 में questions आए हैं? बेटा, why are you looking for an easy way out? क्या पढ़ा नहीं है पूरे साल? ऐसा कहाँ कहाँ लिखा है कि IGCSE पेपर 1 में जो मतलब कैम्ब्रिज वाले बेवकूफ़ तो नहीं है ना? ज़रा थोड़ा आपने क्या समझा हुआ है कैम्ब्रिज वाले को बेटा? If you want to do it for practice, go ahead. But will they give the exact same questions? Who knows? I mean, and obviously they're not going to give the exact same questions. Okay, maybe coincidentally a question may be similar, but you know, how many marks is that? Probably 2 marks, 3 marks. That's it. So please stop looking for easy way outs. Stop looking for easy way out. We have like a day and a half, so just sit down and study and solve past papers. Okay. So it says write these numbers in order of size starting with the smallest. Okay. So basically we have root 17, 4, 4.5 and root 63. Now had this been cube root of 64, in that case it would have been 4. But because it's cube root of 63, that means cube root of 63 has to be 3 point something. Okay, even if it's 3.9 something, it still has to be 3 point something. Okay, now that means the smallest is going to be cube root of 63. Why? Because everything else is 4 point something, but cube root of 63 will definitely be 3 point something. Okay. Okay. Then we have 4 and 4.5, and then we have root 17. So let's talk about root 17 first. So root 17 is definitely going to be greater than 4, but the same root 17 can't be greater than 4.5 because 4.5, if you square it, that's 20.25. Okay, so that means the next number that you're going to have is 4. Okay, and then right after 4 you're going to have root 17 because root 17 is less than 4.5 like we saw earlier, and then we have the largest number, which is 4.5, and there you go, that's your answer. Again, easy marks. Write 0.09 as a percentage, 9%. There you go. Evaluate 75% of 3 upon 4. That means 75 over 100 into 3 upon 4. Now, 75 over 100 is actually 3 upon 4. So 3 upon 4 into 3 upon 4 is equal to what? Is equal to 9 upon 16. And I wouldn't suggest that you write it in decimal. Okay, no point in wasting time trying to convert this in decimal. Besides, you don't even know for sure if you're going to get the correct decimal value or not. So just write it in fraction form and that's it. Move on. How do you know it is going to be greater than 4? Well, because 4 square is 16. So if you're taking the square root of 17, obviously it has to be greater than 4. Okay. आपने बेटा रोस्ट नहीं कर रहा था. I was just giving you guys a reality check. Okay. Anyway, now question number 5. A glass of drink is made by adding water to 20 milliliters of orange juice. Okay. Anna is making a glass of this drink. She uses 9 ml for every 1 ml of orange juice. Work out the volume of drink in this glass. Okay. So basically, you're adding 20 milliliters of orange juice. So let's find out how much water we're going to add in this. Okay. Sir, calculator isn't allowed? Yeah, I'm aware of that, but calculator isn't allowed. How would you find its value in decimals? That's what I'm saying. Don't find out the values in decimals. Okay. Unless the question specifies that you have to give your answer in decimal, go ahead. If the question doesn't specify, then you don't have to. Okay. Now, so basically, she uses 9 ml of water for every 1 ml of orange juice. Now she's using 20 ml of orange juice, so how much water is she going to use? Cross multiply. So x is equals to 9 times 20, which means x is equals to 180 ml. So is that it? Is 180 ml going to be the answer? I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to say 180 ml is going to be the answer, and I'm pretty sure exam may be students ne 180 ml answer diya hoga. But that's not the final answer. Why is that? 200 is the correct answer. Yep, 200 is the correct answer. So 180 plus 200, 180 plus 20 is equals to 200. Why 200? Because 180 ml is the amount of juice that you're adding. Sorry, it's the amount of water that you're adding. Notice that there is already 20 ml of orange juice in that we need to add. So here is the 20 ml orange juice. Okay, and then if you add the 180 ml water, so altogether we have how much? We have 200 ml. So there you go. That's it. That's your answer. Part B. Tariq has a bottle containing 2 liters of orange juice. Okay. He uses all of the orange juice to make glasses of this drink. Okay. Work out the number of glasses that he makes. Okay. Now, first of all, this question is a test on conversion. Okay. Don't just brainlessly start attempting this question. Notice what the examiner is trying to test over here is conversion. Now, if you know your conversions well, you would know that 1 liter is equals to 1000 ml. And if you know that, obviously you would also know that 2 liters equals to 1000 ml. Okay. So we have 2000 ml. This is the amount of orange juice that's available. Now, how much is the orange juice that we're going to add? The amount of orange juice that we're going to add is basically 20 ml. How did I find out 20 ml? Here it is. Okay, so the drink is made by adding 20 ml of orange juice. So if you have 2000 and per glass you're adding 20 ml, so how much is that equal to? That is equal to, so you cross out the two zeros, 200 upon 2 is equal to 100. So that means you can make 100 glasses of orange juice. हैं 200 into 1000 क्या हो गया भाई सब ठीक है 200 into 1000 की ज़रूरत नहीं है just 200 into okay probably regretting that okay khair anyway so evaluate 36 to the power half. What's 36 to the power half? 18. Is that the answer? Is the answer 18? I didn't understand why did we divide. Okay, चलें, in the meantime while you guys are giving the answer आपको मैं ये समझा देता हूँ. So the reason why we divided is because देखो one glass takes 20 ml of orange juice. How many glasses can you make with 2000 ml? That's why. Yep, 6. It's not 18, it's 6. ठीक है. Sir, is there any relation between O-level and A-level math? There is no relation, beta. Probably separate set of examiners होंगे जो पेपर बनाते होंगे. ठीक है. आप लोग ऐसे पैटर्न्स क्यों आइडेंटिफाई करने की कोशिश करते हैं? ठीक है कि अगर वो मुश्किल था तो वो आसान होगा, वो आसान था तो वो मुश्किल होगा. मतलब has it ever really worked? When was the last time you were able to successfully identify a pattern and it worked? 5 to the power minus 2, what's that equal to? It's equal to 1 upon 5 square, which is equal to 1 upon 25. There you go. That's your answer. Okay, then part B. Find the value of k. So same bases are being multiplied. Well, they may not look like same bases, but you can make the bases same if you rewrite 8 as a power of 2. So 2 cube is what 8 can be written as. Now notice that if the powers are multiplied, then what happens is that now अगर आप थोड़ी अकल इस्तेमाल कर लें, so you can just cross out the 3 and 3. So you have 2 to the power 5, which is equal to 2 to the power of k. And then if you do a bit of math, so you will get 2 to the power 7, which is equal to 2 to the power of k, which means that k is equals to 7. And there you go. That's your answer. Yes, good job. Your answer is correct. Sir, I go watch your stream on inequalities and go ahead, by all means. At which point do we convert fraction to decimal? If the question says so, only then do you do that. If the question doesn't say so, then you don't do that. Okay. Sir, from where did you get your logo? Oh, it's a Lego. Oh, Lego. From abroad. A family member got it from abroad. Okay, now. So here's question number 7. This is an interesting question. Okay. So this question says Yasmin swims at her local swimming pool. She pays $4.65 each time she visits the pool. Calculate the total amount of money she pays for 7 visits to the pool. Okay. So 4.65 into 7. Now be careful with your multiplication, please. Just do 465 into 7. When there's a decimal, what you do is, for a minute, just forget about the decimal and multiply like normal numbers. So 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. And don't forget to add the 3, so that's another 5. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 4 is 32. So we have 3255, but remember we ignored 2 decimal places. So now when we're writing the final answer, we're going to move the decimal 2 places towards the left. So there you go. 32.55 is your answer. Now part B. Part B says on one visit she swims 40 lengths. The first length she swims is length. Okay, this is an interesting question. So I'll give you guys a minute to solve this. I'll give you guys a minute to solve part B. If you guys are able to solve it correctly, then you have my respect. बेटा इन्विजिलेटर आपको ट्रेसिंग पेपर नहीं देगा, ठीक है, थोड़ा ख़र्चा कर लें, ख़ुद ख़रीद लें और ले जाएं. Sir, you're violating rules using these not allowed words. What word did I use? 16. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, okay. Why I was wondering, मैंने ऐसा क्या बोल दिया? Sure, if you don't tracing paper and use other methods for yeah, of course. Don't rely on tracing paper entirely. I'm thinking, should I do a stream on symmetry and show you guys how to do it with and without tracing paper? I have a video on it. I would suggest you guys check that out first. Can you explain 6 question lost part? 6 question lost part. So basically, same bases are so. This is a question on indices, okay? So 2 squared into 8 to the power 5 upon 3 equals to 2 to the power k. So 8 is something that can... See, the only way that you will be able to solve this is by... Well, actually, now that I think of it, you can change... You can evaluate this and then do it, okay? But here's what I would recommend. I would recommend that you rewrite 8 as a power of 2, so it becomes 2 cubed. And then when you have a power which is raised to another power, the powers get multiplied. Okay, so you have 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 2 to the power 5, which is equal to 2 to the power of k. Now same bases are being multiplied, that means the powers will be added, equated to 2 power k, and that's it, that's your answer. Okay. Alright, so here's part B. The correct answer is 16. Good job. For those of you who are giving 18, well, you guys have fallen for the trap that the examiner is trying to set up for you, but koi baat nahi, I'll tell you what's the correct way to solve this. On one visit, so basically we're still talking about this person over here, okay? Now on one visit, she swims 40 lengths. The first length she swims is length 1, length 2, length and so on. She swims on her back. The lengths which have numbers that are multiples of 4 or 5, calculate the number of lengths that she swims on her back. Okay, so basically, here's what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm not going to write all 40 of them, obviously. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and just like that, 40. Okay. Now any number that happens to be either a multiple of 4 or a multiple of 5, she swims that length on her back. Okay. Acha. Now let's see what the deal is. So basically that means all the multiples of 4, all the lengths that happen to be multiples of 4, she's going to swim that on her back. 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. And just like that, all the numbers that are multiples of 5, she's going to swim those on her back also. Okay. Now, how many multiples of 40 do we have? We have 10 multiples of 40. How many multiples of 5 do we have? We have 8 multiples. Multiples of 4 are 10, multiples of 5 are 8. So altogether we have 18. So is that it? Is 18 going to be the final answer, or is there something else that we're going to do? Yes. Yes, so what we're going to do is, no, you can't do LCM and HCF. Okay, you can't do LCM and HCF. Okay. So what we're going to do is that since, notice that there are some numbers that have been double counted. Okay, what are those numbers? Numbers that are multiples of 4 as well as numbers that are multiples of 5. So basically numbers like 20, okay, and 40. So we can just, in order to make sure that we don't end up double counting them, just subtract 2. Okay, so what do you have? You have 16. There you go. That's your answer. All right, nets. Okay, now, so first of all, your approach towards net should be like this. That first you decide the number of faces there will be. So how many faces are we going to have of this prism? We're going to have 5 faces. Okay, now let's break those 5 faces down. Those 5 faces will be such that we're going to have 3 rectangles and we're going to have 2 triangles. Okay, 3 rectangles and we're going to have 2 triangles. Ab dekho, the question also says that use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 2 centimeter. What that means is, that means this 6 centimeter line is actually representing the 12 centimeter length. And just like that, this 4 centimeter line is actually representing the 8 centimeter length. Okay. Now, one thing is for sure, and that is you're going to have a triangle that's going to open up on the left hand side and a triangle that's going to open up on the right hand side. Okay. So here is one triangle. Okay. Now, since the triangle has height 6 centimeter, that means we're going to take 3 centimeter to represent it. And then of course we're going to join it over here. And then just like that, we're going to open it up over here. So you have one triangle of length 3 centimeter, actual length 6 centimeter represented by 3 centimeter, and we're going to join it. Okay. Now, then remember this simple rule for nets. Remember that the lengths of the outer edges have to be the same. That means whatever length, now notice what is this length equal to? This length will be equal to 10 centimeter. That means whatever this length will be joined with has to be 10 centimeter also. And just like that, what is this length? This length is 6 centimeter. That means whatever this length is going to be joined with has to be 6 centimeter as well. So basically remember this rule that I said, that the lengths of all outer edges have to be the same. Okay, so what does that mean? That means obviously I'm going to make a rectangle over here, so we're not going to sit and debate whether to make a rectangle or not. We know that for sure that we're going to make a rectangle, but the question is that yes, while that rectangle will have one length as 12 centimeter, what will the other length be? The other length has to be 6 centimeter. Why 6 centimeter? Because if it's not 6 centimeter, then the outer edges won't match, and if the outer edges won't match, then that means the shape is not going to close. Just like that, here also when we make a rectangle, it's no debate that since this rectangle is going to be joined with the base, that one length has to be 12 centimeter, but what is the other length going to be? It's going to be 10 centimeter, which means that we're going to have a rectangle which is 5 centimeter long, so that it represents 10 centimeter. And now you can see that the outer edges are the same. That means we've done it correctly. So here's 10 centimeter, here's 10 centimeter, all is well. There you go. Okay, and that's it. That's your answer. Okay, what are you guys fighting about, bhai? What's going on? Mujtaba and Maria. Okay, relax guys. Take it easy. I understand. Exams aa rahe hain, aap log stressed honge, but take it easy. Okay. Let's move on. Let's see if there's any other part to it. No, there isn't. Great. Okay. So here's a question. This is from stats. Let's see what do we have. It says the students in a school each choose a piece of fruit to eat with their lunch. They can choose from either an apple, banana, or an orange. Okay. On Monday, Claudia records the fruit chosen by 30 of her classmates. See, like I said earlier, you'll only find these people in math. People recording the mass of an egg, people recording what fruit other people are eating, and what else? Yeah, people recording the mass of a potato. ऐसे लोग आपको सिर्फ math में ही मिलेंगे. Khair, anyway. So what we have to do is we have to complete the frequency table for the data of. अच्छा भाई, so एक काम करते हैं, let's divide. So I'm going to count all the apples. I want you guys to count the bananas and the oranges. Okay, so I'm counting the apples, you guys count the bananas and the oranges. Okay, let's save time. So let's see how many apples do we have. So I'm going to cross out the apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay. What about you guys? If you can just count one, we can find out the other वैसे. Question 8 again. Okay, hang on. Let me write down the total for banana and orange. Let's see. 8 bananas, are we sure? Okay. Now, if this question is wrong, it's because of you guys, okay? 8 and 12. Alright, since that's what majority are saying, so let's take it. What do we have to draw? We have to draw a bar chart. Now, what exactly do we watch out for when we're making a bar chart? That there should be space in between. Space in between the bars. Okay, now, so first of all, let's start with apple. Okay, so kitne apples hain? Apples hain 10. So there you go. This right here is representing apple. Now, whatever width you choose for one, remember to choose the same width for the other also. Okay, so it doesn't matter whatever width you choose, but whatever it is that you choose for one, remember to choose the same width for the other. Okay, so let's say this is apple. Okay, and then you have 8 bananas. So 8 bananas, that's over here. Okay, and then you have how many oranges? You have 12 oranges. Okay. वैसे आप लोगों के respective cities में आम आ गए? Now that we're talking about fruits, might as well. Sir, do we have to write the length? No, we don't have to write down the length. 14 is the answer. Question 7b. Okay, no spamming. Oh no, I'm afraid. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna have to take this video down. Okay, I don't want to get a copyright strike on my channel. I already have one, apparently. Okay, so. Carry तो यहाँ पे भी आ गए हैं. Talking about like real mangoes. You can just make sure that there's space in between. Okay, whatever the width is, just make sure that there's space in between. No, this is not a frequency polygon. It's a bar chart. Okay. Alright, now. So here's part B. Part B says on Tuesday, Ahmed. Okay, so pehle we had Claudia who was doing the recording. Now we have another cartoon, Ahmed. So now Ahmed records the fruit chosen by a random sample of 30 students in the lunch queue. His results are shown in the table below. Okay. Use Ahmed's result to estimate the probability that a student selected at random chooses an orange. Okay, so that's pretty easy. 7 upon 30, that's it. 7 upon 30. There you go. That's your answer. Acha, then it says there is a total of 180 students in the school. Okay. Use Ahmed's results to estimate the number of students in the school who chose an apple on Tuesday. Okay, so we have to use Ahmed's result. Okay, so this is relative frequency basically. This is that topic that has been added, that was added in 2018. So Ahmed's result to find out who chose an apple. Okay. So basically the probability of choosing an apple is 8 upon 30. Why? Because 8 out of 30 students chose an apple. And how many students are we talking about? We're talking about 180 students. So we're going to multiply that by 180. So you do a bit of math, you simplify, 3 1s are, 3 6 are, so 8 6 are 48. So that means out of 180 students, you're likely to have 48 who chose an apple. Okay. Relative frequency. Relative frequency is basically frequency divided by frequency of a certain outcome divided by the total outcome. Okay. This is something that was added in 2018. Okay. Now question number 10. Factorize. So easy marks. Take 5 common. So you have 5x minus 1. That's it. Okay. इसमें ज़्यादा creative होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Just take whatever it is that you can take common and that's it. Leave it there. Okay. Then for part 2. Let's see what we can take common. So if we take 2 common, we have x square minus 9y square. Now we can't leave this there because you can factorize this further by using this identity, a square minus b square, except that in place of a you have x square, in place of b you have 3y. Okay, and don't forget that there's a 2 waiting outside. So now x square minus 3y whole square becomes x minus 3y into x plus 3y, and remember this gets multiplied by 2. So what do you have? You have 2 into x minus 3y into x plus 3y. That's it. That's your answer. Okay, 11 part A. 11 part A says write the following in standard form. Okay, how do we write this in standard form? Where does the decimal go? It moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the left. So it becomes 8.45. And since it's moved 5 places towards the left, the power is going to be minus 5. 8.45 into 10 to the power minus 5 is the answer. No, I don't think I will do S1 practice. I'm afraid. Sorry about that. But if you have an exam tomorrow, good luck. Okay. In fact, yeah, you do have an exam tomorrow, so good luck for tomorrow's exam. Now here's part B. Part B says evaluate the following. So 2.7 into 10 to the power 11 plus 9 into 10 to the power 12. So the only time that you can add numbers in standard form if the powers are the same. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to borrow a power from 9. We're going to borrow a power from 10 power 12 and give it to 9. So it becomes 19 to 10 power 11 plus 2.7 into 10 to the power 11. So 90 plus 2.7 is what? Is 92.7 into 10 to the power 11. And don't forget that your final answer has to be in standard form. And 92.7 into 10 to the power 11 is clearly not. So we move the decimal one place towards the left. So this becomes 9.27 into 10 to the power 12. That's your answer. Okay. So remember, the rules of addition and subtraction is that the power has to be the same before you can add or subtract two numbers in standard form. Okay. Now p divided by q, that means 2.7 into 10 to the power 11 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 12. So let's see, what do we get? 2.7 divided by 9. Let's do that separately. Okay. So let's do that on the side, in fact. 2.7 divided by 9. That means into 10. Into 10. So that means 27 upon 90. So simplify this using the table of 9. So 9 3s are and 9 10s are. Okay, so you have 0.3. Now what about 10 power 11 divided by 10 power 12? So that's going to be into 10 to the power 11 minus 12. And what's 11 minus 12? That's going to be minus 1. Okay. Now 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 1 is not in standard form. So what are we going to do? We're going to move the decimal one place towards the right, and we're going to take 1 away from the power. So 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 is your final answer. Okay. Sir, is the paper where the the threshold of this paper was not like significantly low. Okay, but yeah. It was, I think it was around 60 or something. Okay. Is it important to write SI units and kinematics question? In math, it's not important to write units. It's always given next to the answer space. Okay. All right. Question number 12. Let's see what question 12 says. Question 12 says the rth term, is this r or n? R. The rth term of a sequence is given by ur. Yeah, okay, it's r. ur equals to 3 to the power 3r plus 2. Find the third term, u3 in the sequence. Okay, so that's pretty easy. To find the third term, you just replace r with 3. So 3 into 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. There you go. That's it. Given that uk equals to 50, so that means there's a certain term, the kth term, which is equal to 50, and that's what you're supposed to find. So the kth term is going to be 3k plus 2, which is equal to 50, which means 3k equals to 48, which means k is equals to 48 upon 3, which is 16. And there you go. Easy marks. Okay, I think we now finally have ourselves a challenging question. And it's from angle properties of circles. Okay. Now let's see what we have here. It says A, B, C, D, and E are points on the circumference of a circle center O. Tangent AF touches the circle at A. O is the midpoint of AD. DOE is 138 degrees. Okay. BEO is 12. Find EAD. Okay. EAD. कैसे निकालें EAD? Alright, let me think. How many marks is this? It's 1 mark. Okay. EAD. अच्छा सबसे पहले तो एक काम करते हैं. Let's find out the angles that we can easily. Okay. So one angle that we can find out easily is that this angle is going to be 90 degrees. Okay. No debate about that. Reason behind that is that AD is a tangent. Or AD is the diameter. Sorry, it's passing through the center. So that means it is the diameter. Then okay, then what do we have? Then we can find out this angle. So this angle is going to be, let's see what this angle is going to be. So this angle is at the circumference, and the angle that we're given, 138, is at the center. So that is going to be 138 upon 2. So 138 upon 2, let's see what's that equal to. 2 1s are, 2 6 are 12. So that's 69 degrees. So I think we have what we need. Okay, no we don't. We need to find out EAD. Okay, EAD. Yeah, that's it. We have what we need. That's equal to 69 degrees. So let's write down over here what I've done. 138 upon 2, which is equal to 69 degrees. Okay, now. So let's see what's next. EAF. EAF. Okay, I'm going to clean this up now. EAF basically means, okay, so that's easy. EAF basically means this. Now, easy only if you remember the property. Okay, so radius and tangent where they meet, the angle formed is 90 degrees. So we're going to have 90 minus 69. So 90 minus 69 equals to what? Equals to 21. So here we have 21 degrees. Okay, वैसे तो degrees भी लिखने की honestly ज़रूरत नहीं है. That's good enough. Then we have BEA. Okay, so again I'm going to clean this up. BEA. Okay, BEA technically means this angle. Okay. Now we've found out this angle. This angle turned out to be 69 degrees. That means due to isosceles triangle, the angle isosceles triangle, this angle will also be 69 degrees. So here's what we're going to do. 69 minus 12, since we only want a part of it, and that's equal to 57 degrees. So here's what I've done. This is an isosceles triangle. So 69 minus 12 is equals to 57 degrees, and that's the answer. Okay. Then we have BCD, and this is a 2-mark question. That means there is some decent amount of working that's required over here. So let's see what we can do. Again, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to write down all the angles that we've worked out so far. So this angle turned out to be 69 degrees. This angle turned out to be 57 degrees. Okay, what else? This angle is 90 degrees. And what do we want? We want BCD. Okay. All right. What can we do over here? So here's what I can do. First of all, let's find out. Let's see if we can find out this angle. So wait a minute. We also have this angle, which is 21 degrees. All right. Does that help? Not really. Okay. Let me think. So what we have over here is okay. So this angle will be 57 degrees. Why will this be 57 degrees? अब ये वो property है जो कि बहुत rarely test होती है, ठीक है? But it's still a property nonetheless. This is basically the chord and tangent property. So notice that we have over here a triangle. Okay, triangle such that all the vertices are touching the circumference, and we have a chord at we have a tangent at point A. So remember this property that if you have a chord, so the angle that the chord will make with the tangent So for example, if you have 57 degrees over here and you have a chord opposite to it, so the angle that chord will make with the tangent will also be 57 degrees. Okay, ये बहुत rare property है, इसको हम बोलते हैं chord and tangent, rare property. Yeah, it's also called alternate segment, chord and tangent. So that means now what we can do is we can find out this angle. Now how will I find out this angle? Here's what I'm going to do. So basically this is 90 degrees. Okay, so I can do 90 minus 57. So 90 minus 57 is equal to what? Is equal to 33 degrees. Okay, so that means this angle right here is 33. Let me erase this. Okay, so this angle is 33 degrees. Now notice that we're dealing with a cyclic quadrilateral. So the sum of the opposite angles will be 180. So I'll write down the working over here. 90 minus 57 is how we got 33. Okay, and now we'll do 180 minus 33, which is equal to what? Which is equal to 147 degrees. And there you go. That's your answer to part D. Okay. Thank you, Mustafa. Appreciate that. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is the only way that you will get the right answer. I'm definite that there are other methods also, but it's about whatever method clicks to you first. Okay, whatever method clicks to you first, go ahead. And with angle properties of circles, there are multiple ways of getting the same answer. Okay. Yeah, you can do it like that. Okay, BDA will also be 57. Okay, so this will be 57. And then what else can you do? Then you can find out. Okay, so this is the method that clicked to me. Like I said, I'm not saying okay, this is the only method. There are multiple methods. I use PDF Expert. Okay, I use PDF Expert. Okay. Yeah, BDA and BEA same honge because of what do you call that? Same segment. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move on. Question number 14. So question number 14 says the diagram shows the plan of a garden A, B, C, D. Okay. It says use a straight edge and compass only. So straight edge is basically a fancy name for a scale. And to construct the locus of points inside A, B, C, D that are equidistant from A and B. Okay, so what do we do when we have 2 points? In this case, we make a perpendicular bisector. So when we have 2 points, we make a perpendicular bisector. Equidistant from A and B means that we are making a perpendicular bisector. अब मैं ऐसे roughly बना रहा हूँ, ठीक है? But yeah, when you're making a perpendicular bisector or any other loci, just make sure that you draw it all the way through. Okay, ये नहीं कि आपने आधा बना के छोड़ दिया, just take it all the way through, whatever shape it is that you have. Then it says equidistant from CD and AD. So here we're going to make an angle bisector. But the question is, what angle are we bisecting? So we're bisecting angle D. Okay. So there you go. Again, remember the rules of making an angle bisector. All right. Then it says Stephen wants to plant a tree in the garden. He wants the tree to be He wants the tree to be nearer to CD than AD and nearer to A than B. Okay. So shade karna shuru karte hain. Nearer to A than B basically means what? So now since he wants to plant the tree in the garden, that means it has to be inside the quadrilateral. Nearer than A than to B means somewhere over here. Okay. Above the perpendicular bisector, nearer to CD than to AD means it's going to be below the angle bisector. Okay. So what is the region where he can plant? This is the region that he can plant. Okay. And now just erase what you've shaded outside. There you go. Okay. So that's it. That's your answer. Okay. Question number 15. Matrices. Okay, so here's T inverse. Let's see. What's the formula for calculating inverse? Here's the formula. A is A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, if you want to find out the inverse, here's how you do it. A inverse के लिए we do 1 upon AD minus BC. We swap the places of D and A, and we change the signs of B and C. So this is what we end up with. Okay. Now, let's do that. 1 upon 2 into 5 is 10 minus 7. Let's swap the places of 5 and 2. So there you go. 7 and 1. So that's minus 7 minus 1. Okay. So that's it. That's your answer. 1 upon 3, 5 minus 7 minus 1 and 2. And yes, you can write the 1 upon 3 outside. You don't have to multiply it. Okay. This is good enough. Then question number 16, where you have to rearrange the formula to make B the subject. So cross multiply. 5C is equals to 3B square minus 2A. So 5C plus 2A is equals to 3B square. 5C. अब notice करो कि ये कितना आसान सवाल है, and also observe that it's at the very end of the paper. Not at the very end, but like towards the end of the paper. So again, make sure that you first scan your paper, and then you attempt the easier questions first. So now in order to find out B, we take the square root. So it's going to be 5C plus 2A upon 3. And if you're thinking that we're supposed to write plus minus, so you can write plus minus. It's not going to make any difference. Okay. So there you go. That's your answer. Okay, question number 17. Find the coordinates of the midpoint. So I think I did this question in yesterday's stream. So for the midpoint, we add the coordinates, divide by 2. 3 plus minus 1 upon 2. 2 plus 10 upon 2. 3 plus minus 1 is 2. 2 upon 2 is 1. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 upon 2 is 6. So there you go. 1 comma 6. Okay. So for the equation of the perpendicular bisector, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to solve it. Basically, asan questions there. I thought I'll give you guys the difficult questions to solve. Okay, now here's a difficult question. Go ahead, solve this. Sir, what time do you start your streams, and what is your stream for tomorrow? So I haven't really planned anything for today, for tomorrow actually, but I think I'm gonna do either vectors. So vectors and transformation. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Vectors and transformation. कल का दिन है. What else can I stream? Vectors की काफ़ी requests आई थी, and what else? Y equals to mx plus c तो है, but obviously that's not going to be a final answer, is it? You need to find the equation. That's what I'm looking for. Fan meet. Okay, good idea. Y equals to half x plus 2. Alright, let's find out. So basically, in order to find out the equation of the perpendicular bisector, remember we take the negative reciprocal of the gradient. Okay. And since it's bisecting, that means it has to be the midpoint. Okay. So remember that. So let's find out the gradient. Gradient will be found by doing 10 minus 2 over minus 1 minus 3. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4, which is equal to what? Which is equal to minus 2. But minus 2 is the gradient of the normal line, but the gradient of the perpendicular bisector is going to be 1 upon 2. So far, here's where we are. Y equals to half x plus c. अब c निकालने के लिए we need a point through which the line is passing. Do we have that? Yes, we do. Okay. So we plug in 6 in place of y. We plug in 1 in place of x plus c. So 6 is equals to half plus c. and now c is equals to 6 minus half, which means LCM like a solve karo, you get 11 upon 2, and that's it. Y is equals to 1 upon 2x plus 11 upon 2, and I think that's what you guys said. Yep, that's correct. Okay, 5.5 नहीं आ रहा, क्यों नहीं आ रहा बेटा 5.5? Half x plus 7. 7? How are you getting 7? 7 is incorrect. Okay. Alright, shall I do this question? Can you guys see it? Yeah. So first fill up the table and then make a, and then do part B. Namaz break? It's not even time for namaz yet. It's 2. कहाँ पे 2 भाई? Which one did I do wrong? So you did first wrong. It is 2. किसकी बात कर रहे हो बेटा? It's all correct. I don't think there's anything wrong. Again, I don't know which question you're talking about. Please be specific. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Why can I not see the question? Okay, there you go. अब दिख रहा है? Thank you, Talpur. So first give me the answer to the first part of part A and part B, and then I'll show you guys the rest of the question. No, you can't use the add math method in math. Please don't do that. You're not going to get any marks. Okay. Sorry, Aram. Beta, you don't know what you're saying. स्ट्रीम के बीच में भी ऐड आ रहा है तो स्किप कर दो बेटा 0.7 0.3 0.2 and 0.4 all right, let's see. So the question says the probability that Jim plays in the next match is 0.7. Okay, so that means this is 0.7. Okay, and then if the probability, so he either plays or he doesn't play. Okay, so if the probability of playing is 0.7, that means what will be the probability of not playing? 0.3. And just like that, if the probability of winning and there's no other possible outcome is 0.8, that means the probability of not winning is going to be 0.2. And just like that, this will also be calculated by doing 1 minus 0.6, which is 0.4. Okay, so that's easy. Then it says calculate the probability that Jim's team wins their next match. Okay, so they have to win, okay, with or without Jim. So that means there are 2 ways in which this can be done. Jim plays and the team wins. Okay, so one is that Jim plays and team wins. So this is one way. Okay. Or, now whenever we think of multiple ways of achieving the same outcome, we add the probabilities, okay? Or the other is that Jim does not play and the team still wins, okay? So that means or Jim not play and team wins, okay? So the probability of Jim playing is 0.7, and then multiply that by the probability of team winning, which is 0.8, and then the probability of Jim not playing is 0.3, and multiply that by the probability that the team wins, that's 0.6. So 0.7 into 0.8 is 0.56 plus 0.18. So do the math. 56 plus 18 is what? 64, 74. So 0.74, and there you go. That's your answer. Okay, now do this. Jim's ego is high. Okay. Okay, let me know when you guys have the answer to this. Sir, how should we prepare for the math exam? I don't know if that's a serious question. But I didn't specifically target his channel. My team probably targeted similar channels. So obviously his channel came in that category. किसका reply कर दूं kindly? Sir, many students are saying that this year threshold will be close to 2019 is true. But a threshold always depends on the difficulty level of the paper. Okay. Okay, so do we have the answer? Common angle BDC equals to ABC and third angle in triangle. Okay. Acha, BCD and ACB. Okay. ठीक है. So let me solve this. So here's how we start. Since the question is asking you to prove that they're similar, okay. So how do we prove that they're similar? We have to make sure that that all the angles are the same, okay? Since we don't have any lengths to work with, so that means we have to go with the angles. So the two triangles that the question is talking about is BDC, okay, and ABC. So first of all, let's start with the angle that we can see is clearly the same. So angle BDC is equal to angle ABC. And why is that? That's because it's given, okay? And then notice that you have a common angle. The common angle is what? The common angle is C. So let's write that down. Angle BCA is equal to, अच्छा let's follow the same order. So इधर हम BCD कर लेते हैं. Angle BCD is equal to angle ACB. And why is that? That's because it's a common angle. Now if out of the three angles, two are the same, so it's inevitable that the third will also be the same, and the reason will be sum of interior angles. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to write. We're going to write that CBD is equal to CAB. CAB or BAC, doesn't matter how you write it. It's about angle A basically. So equal to angle CAB. And the reason behind that is sum of interior angles. There you go. That's your answer. Okay. And that's it. That's the answer to part A. Then part B. Okay. Chalo part B try kare. Let me know when you guys have the answer. Okay, so we don't have to prove that they're congruent. We have to prove that they're similar. Okay. The way to prove that two triangles are similar, if you don't have the lengths to work with, is to show that all the angles are equal. Okay. But I don't know how to teach physics. Okay, so don't expect any physics content from my channel. आंसर आ जाए तो बता देना. -103. अच्छा, ये आप लोग अपना पेपर डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. क्या बात है. बेटा ये अपना पेपर डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. मैं भी यही समझा था. Okay, so the answer is 7.5. Okay, 7.5 is the correct answer. Now let's see if you guys are okay. Anyone here has given 7.5? Okay, I think someone has. Okay, so let's see. First of all, the two triangles that are similar are ABC and BDC. So triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. So we start with AB and we divide it by BD, and that's equal to BC divided by DC, which is then equal to AC divided by BC again. Wait a minute. BDC. Okay, chalo, fine, fair enough. All right, so let's see. What is the length of AB? Do we have the length of AB? We don't. Okay. We don't have the length of BD. In fact, we do have the length of BD. Okay, brilliant. AB upon 6 centimeter. Okay. Do we have the length of BC? Yes, we do. But we don't have the length of DC. So we're going to ignore this. And in fact, instead, we're going to use this. We're going to equate this to AC, which is 10 upon BC, which is 8. Now cross multiply. 8 times of AB is equals to 60. Do a bit of simplification. 60 divided by 8. What is that? Let's simplify using 4. So 4 2s are, and 4 15s are. So 15 upon 2 is in fact 7.5. Okay, good job, whoever got 17.5. Alright, so here's another question. In this, tell me what region we're going to shade. 1, 2, or 3. Are we going to shade region 2, or are we going to shade region 1 or 3? There you go. Okay, Ismail, let's just complete the paper. There aren't many questions left, and then we'll take a break. Okay, I mean, then we'll just call it a day. Okay. 2. Are we going to shade region 2? Let's see. B complement intersection A. B complement intersection A. Yeah, that's correct. So B complement means 1 and 2. In A, set A, we have 2 and 3. So what's common is region 2. So that's what we're going to shade. Okay, there you go. All right, now here's part B. It says here is some information about 100 people who visit a cafe. 32 drink coffee. Whoops. Yeah, 32 drink coffee, 40 drink tea, and 50 eat a pastry. So coffee ka total kitna hai? The total for coffee is 32. The total for tea is 40, and the total for pastry is 50. Now 18 drink coffee and eat a pastry, so that means they're going to be over here. Okay, and just like that, 21 drink tea and eat a pastry, so that means they're going to be over here. Okay, so with the help of this, we can find out the number of students, not the number of students, the number of people. Okay, kind of used to saying number of students, but we can find out the number of people who drink coffee only, so that would be 32 minus 18, which is going to be 44. And just like that, we can find out the number of people who eat pastry only, so that's going to be 21 plus 18, which is going to be 39. And from 39, if you take away 50, I mean, if you from 50 take away 39, so you have 11. And from 40, if you take away 21, so that's going to be 19. Okay, now there may be some people who don't do either of these. Okay, don't drink coffee, don't drink tea, don't eat a pastry. So what exactly will that be equal to? For that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take 18 plus 14 plus 11 plus 21 plus 19, and we're going to sum it up and we're going to subtract it from 100. So let's see, 18 plus 14 is 32, 21 plus 19 is 40 plus 11. So 32 plus 11 is 43, 43 plus 40 is 83. So 100 minus 83 equals to what? Is equals to 17. So there you go, that's your answer. Then it says find the number of, okay, T union P union C, the whole thing complement. Okay, now you don't really have to work hard for this. T union P union C means everything that's inside T, P, and C. Okay, but the whole thing complement basically means everything that's outside of it. So what is that equal to? That's equal to 17. And there you go, that's your answer. Okay. Now here's question number 21. I think this is the second to last question. Okay, not the second to last question, but the third last question. So let's solve this. Let's see what this says. So you guys tell me. Acha, wait. I will. Okay, you guys can solve part C. Okay, let me do part A. So part A says draw the image of shape A after a translation with vector -4, +1. So that means every point is going to move 4 units to the left and 1 unit up. So just do that for one point and then you can copy paste the exact same shape. -4 means 4 units to the left, okay, and +1 means that it's going to move 1 unit up. So here's what's going to happen. Here's a point, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 unit up. Now once you've done one point, what you can do for the other is that you know what the lengths are, right? So you can just draw the same shape. Like for example, this is what? This is a trapezium. So the height of the trapezium is 2. One length of the trapezium is what? Is 4. So there you go. Here's 4. And then the other parallel length is 2. And then you can just join the other length and that's it. That's your answer. Okay, so you don't really have to go through the pain of manually translating every single point. Just do one point and then draw the exact same shape. Okay, because we know with translation, length is not going to change, the shape is not going to change, nothing's going to change, only the position. Okay, so all right, now here's part B. Part B says draw the image of shape A after enlargement with scale factor -2 and center 1, 0. Okay, so what happens when you enlarge a shape with scale factor -1/2? If the scale factor is -1/2, what will the image look like? Will it be smaller, larger, and if it's going to be smaller, then narrow it down? diminished. Yep, that's correct. So the image is going to be smaller. So first of all, let's highlight the center. Okay. So, and be careful that we're the object is A. Okay. So whatever it is that we're going to do, we're going to do it to object A. Okay. Yes, inverted and diminished. That's correct. Okay. So here's what you can do. Again, just do it with 1 point, and that's good enough. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it with this point over here. So this point, as you can see from the center, is 2 units down. Okay. So from the center, if this point is 2 units down, that means if I enlarge it using scale factor minus 1 upon 2, so now it's not going to be 2 units, it's going to be 1 unit, but it's not going to be down. In fact, it's going to be up. Okay. Now once you've done 1 point, the other 2 points become fairly easy. Okay. So notice that this point is 2 units down. Okay, now it's not going to be 2 units. Now this length is not going to be 2 units. In fact, it's going to be 1 unit, and it's not going to be down. In fact, it's going to be up. Okay. Acha. Then notice something, that this length is 2 units and it's 2 units to the right. Now it's not going to be 2 units, it's going to be 1 unit, and it's going to be 1 unit to the left. Acha. Then this length is 4 units and it's rightwards. Now it's not going to be 4 units, it's going to be 2 units, and it's going to be leftwards. And that's it. That's how you can complete your shape and give your final answer. And here is the answer to part B. Or you can do it manually, point by point, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend that you use this method. Okay. Okay. Now, then you have to describe shape A, which is mapped onto shape B by a single transformation P. So clearly this is not rotation. Clearly this is reflection. Now, how do you distinguish between rotation and reflection? The easiest way to distinguish between rotation and reflection is that you join the points. If the points are parallel, if all the points are parallel, that means it's reflection. So because all the points are parallel, that means it's a reflection. Okay. Now you don't leave it at that. You don't leave it at reflection. Now when you say reflection, you also have to give the line along which it's reflected. So the line is x-axis, the equation of which is y equals to 0. Reflection along y equals to 0. Okay, now you have to find the matrix that's representing this transformation. So if you know the matrix, if you memorize the matrix, that's great. If you haven't, that's even better. Okay, because you're not supposed to memorize the matrices. So here's point A, 1 0, and here's point B with coordinate 0 1. Now I've made a video on this. If you don't know what I'm doing, then I would suggest you watch the video. Okay, just watch I think it's the second to last video of the transformation playlist. So here's 1 0 0 1. Now if I take these 2 points and apply the transformation of which the matrix that I need to find, that's it. That would be the matrix representing the transformation. So if I reflect 1 comma 0 along the x-axis, nothing happens to it. It remains on the line of reflection. So that means it's the invariant point, 1 0. B, however, moves to 0 minus 1. So there you go. This is the transformed matrix. And there you go. That's your answer. Okay, चलें simultaneous वाला question आप लोग solve करें, and while you're at it, do question number 23 also. Yes, it's okay if you write down reflection on the x-axis. That's fine. Okay. So will it be possible for doing another past paper today? Okay, not today. Maybe tomorrow. Let's see. Or maybe, okay, maybe after 8, or not after 8, after 9 or 10, if I come live, you guys, I'll come live to solve another past paper. Okay, I'm not sure if I will, but if I do, you guys, notifications on key, so you guys will find out. Okay. No, if you write reflection on the y-axis, then of course that's wrong. Okay, but if you write reflection along the x-axis instead of y equals to 0, that's fine. Mahin, I'm afraid there's no fixed time. Okay, but it's usually around like 6 or 8. I announce on my Instagram. Okay, I announce on my Instagram what time I'm streaming. Occasionally I announce it on YouTube also, but Instagram pe I'm very particular. Matrix वाला बेटा अगर आपको ये नहीं समझ आया, that's because you're not aware of the concept. So I would suggest that you first learn the concept, okay, before you solve this question. Okay. Alright, x equals to 5 and y is equals to minus 2. Okay, I don't know, let's find out. So I'm going to go with elimination. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 3 and the next equation by minus 2. So the first equation becomes 6x plus 9y equals to 12. The second equation becomes minus 6x minus 4y, which is equal to what? Which is equal to minus 22. Okay. So this gets cancelled out. 9x minus 9y minus 4y equals to 5y. 12 minus 22 is equal to what? Is equal to minus 10, and there you go. That gives you the value of y, which is minus 2. Now pick any one of the simpler equations. So I'm going to use the first equation and find out the value of x. So 2x minus 6 equals to 4. 2x equals to 10, which means x equals to 5. There you go. That's your answer. Okay, what about question number 23? Malik Saad, threshold hopefully low hoga considering the difficulty level of the paper, but kitna low hoga, I don't know. Can't say anything about that. Okay, 23 is 3 over 2 and minus 6. Alright, let's find out. So 2x into x is 2x square. 2x into 4 is plus 8x plus x plus 4, which is equal to 22. Alright, let's see what we have. 2x square plus 9x. 4 minus 22 is what? Minus 18. Is that correct? 4 minus 22 is minus 18. Yep. Okay, so now what do we need to do? We need to do middle term breaking. So factors of minus 36 that leave us with positive 9. So minus 36 that sum up to positive 9. So 12 and minus 3 are the only possibility. But if let's say you weren't able to figure out 12 and minus 3, just do a bit of trial and error, and that should work. 12x squared plus 2x squared plus 12x minus 3x minus 18 equals to 0. So you take 2 along with x common. So you have x plus 6. Then if you take minus 3 common, you have x plus 6 again, which is equal to 0. So we have 2x minus 3 into x plus 6 equals to 0. And now we have x is equals to 3 upon 2 and x equals to minus 6. I think that's what you guys said. So 3 upon 2 and minus 6. And there you go, fellas. That's your answer. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to stop here. Now, tomorrow, inshallah, I will stream either vectors, okay, or transformation, okay. What else? I don't know. Khair, let's see. So, yeah, I'm going to stop over here and I'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. So, take care, everyone. Allah Hafiz.